Just like that, the preseason's in the books, and we focus on the regular season. What is up, Finn fans? I appreciate every single one of you that was in the live stream. I am going to make this post-game recap, and then I'm going to lay down because I feel like crap. Real quick, though, I just want to make a quick announcement. I know that the NFL is being a real stickler about film. I know Reason at one point tried to do a live stream where he was breaking down film, and like he kept getting copyright claimed and the stream was taken down and all that stuff. So I'm going to test it week 1. And if it becomes a problem, then the film breakdowns will just be on the Patreon because YouTube is being real crazy when it comes to that. So I'll keep you guys updated on all that stuff. But the Miami Dolphins get the W. They win this one 14-6. No Sanders. Could have been higher, but no Sanders. Sorry, you're going to get a lot of throat clearing. I apologize. I will try my best not to clear my throat as much. Dolphin defense did their thing, which is nice to say, held them to 2 field goals. When it came to the Jacksonville Jaguars, Hennigan, 15 for 21, 77 yards, threw an interception at the end of the game to Saunders. John Wolford, 3 for 5, 25 yards. Their quarterbacks didn't do great. Jackson, their running back, 8 carries, 47 yards. John Wolford, 4 carries, 25 yards. Kevin Harris, 7 carries, 25 yards. Nothing crazy there. Austin Trammell, 3 catches, 21 yards. Quinton Morris, 3 catches, 18 yards. Kevin Harris, 3 catches, 17 yards. Jerome Carvin had a fumble, but they did get that back. There was, Jesus Christ. Oh, you ready for this? There was 6 sacks on the game. 6 sacks. I'm going to talk about that real quick. Then the Miami Dolphins side, Tua Tagovailoa started 4 for 8, 49 yards and a passing touchdown, 108.9 passer rating. Then Zach Wilson came in. He went 9 for 13, 80 yards with an 85.4 passer rating. And then Quinn Ewers came in 7 for 8, 66 yards and a 101 passer rating. Ollie Gordon was the man of the night, 8 carries, 43 yards, 5.4 yards a carry. Mike Boone, 7 carries, 27 yards and the running touchdown. Your receivers, Malik Washington, again, killed it. 3 catches, 41 yards, touchdown. He was targeted 3 times, caught 3. Imagine targeted 3, caught 4. Taj Washington, the Washington brothers, 4 catches, 30 yards, targeted 5 times, caught 4. Eric Izukama, targeted 3 times, caught 3 for 25. Nice to see. No fumbles, which is good. The Dolphins defense had 3 sacks, half a sack for Chubb, half a sack for Jalen Phillips, and a sack by Chop Robinson and a sack by Derek McClendon. John Saunders Jr. with the interception there. And again, Sanders is hurt. I don't know why he's hurt. I'm waiting to see any news or anything. We might get something tomorrow. I will check at the end of this video, see if there's any updates. First downs, Dolphins had 16, Jaguars had 12. Passing first downs, Dolphins had 10, Jaguars had 3. Rushing touchdowns, Dolphins had 6, Jaguars had 8. Third down conversion rate, Dolphins were 4 for 12, Jaguars were 5 for 14. Fourth down conversion rate, the Dolphins were 3 for 3, Jaguars were 1 for 1. Total yards, Miami had more by about 32. Total drives, the same. Penalties, Miami only had 4 for 18, and Jacksonville had 8 for 60. Very nice to see. The Jaguars had more time of possession, even though the Dolphins had more yards and more first downs. So there is your stats. So looking at this game, it was sloppy. I will say the first team defense did their thing. At one point, I think it was like the first snap of the game, we got a sack, and Chop, I think Chop got credit for the sack, but Phillips and Jalen Phillips, not Jordan, but he was also in there, and Chubb were in there. Like all 3 of them at one point got the sack, continuing pressure, forced them to punt. Then the offense comes out with Tua Tagovailoa. We get a nice play, get a first down, negated, bring it back. Obviously a penalty on that one. Then Malik is just doing fantastic things. And Bourne is just bad at right tackle. Like the offensive line, and that's going to be the thing that I'm going to talk about the most, it was just bad all day. The amount of pressure that came off that right side was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Both of those sacks were just instant sacks where Tua stepped up, tried to make something, boom, got sacked. Like the right tackle position, the backups, horrible, absolutely horrible. On defense, the next drive, they started marching a little bit, then the Dolphins kind of tightened up a little bit, then the snap over the head sent them all the way back to like their 30-something. We get the ball back. Again, our offense comes back. Too much pressure. Too much pressure, forces a 3 and out, and that is a problem when you have your first team offensive line minus one player facing a second team defensive line. That should not be a thing. Like I said in the preview, I want to see our first team offense just march down the field. They did not for the first 2 series. Then the defense came out. Chubb and Phillips got the half sack, and Jordan Phillips was also in there, forced a 3 and out, and then finally we started marching. On the 3rd and 6 on the 46, though, Tua had a bad throw on that one. He needs to tighten that up. Blitz Tua, and then he hits Malik. And there's this whole debate on Twitter about that's an easy throw, right? You're a lefty, you're rolling to your left, defender in your face, and you have to throw it while the defender's in your face. It's an easy throw, apparently. But what Malik did after he caught that ball, just breaking ankles and trotting in for the touchdown, absolute thing of beauty. Then Tua was done for the day. The whole first team offense was done for the day. Backup defense came in, forced the Jaguars to kick a field goal. Zach Wilson comes in, throws a pass a little bit too high. Then you had a D. Estridge drop that he should have caught. Absolutely should have caught. Taz Washington gets the first down on 4th and 4. I think, unfortunately, we punted on that one. But I will say this, right? Zach Wilson definitely did better. He still took a few sacks that I think he probably could have got rid of the ball. But again, that was just the story of today with the offensive line and just how bad it was, because it just, holy guacamole, was it bad. Like I can't go into more detail on how bad it was. Oh, it was a missed field goal. So we marched down to their 33. And we bring Jake Bailey out to kick a field goal, and he misses. Oh, we got the 2-point conversion too. Ewers did well, but the biggest thing is the Washington Bros and Malik and Taj, fantastic. Even on the kick returns, fantastic. The starting defense, I have no problem, especially when it comes to the pass rushers. I have no problem. I don't think Sealer played at all today, so I think that's going to be fantastic. Ollie Gordon is just a monster of a man. I don't think he got tackled for a loss. Like, seriously, constantly fighting, constantly pushing forward. Really good. The problem was, and I'm not going to blame Ewers, I'm not going to blame Zach Wilson, and I'm not going to blame Tua. I'm throwing all 3 quarterbacks in the same basket, and I'm going to put the basket over here, and I'm going to look over at the offensive line, and I'm going to say, you sucked. Not the starters. Some aspects, because the penalty that brought back a first down was Jonah being an eligible receiver downfield. He's a rookie. He's going to make that mistake. I'm not worried about that. It's the right tackle. Just bad. Borum. Hi, caramba. And I'm not the only one who thinks that way. Let me read you a tweet. But then it was a reoccurring thing. Zach Wilson had to deal with that. Quinn Ewers had to deal with that at a time. Where is it? Simon Clancy said, no surprise that Larry Borum was responsible for 2 of those bad plays for Miami. Shouldn't be anywhere near this roster. So I'm not the only one who thinks, golly gee willikers, was that bad. It was very bad. Overall, though, Dolphins are 2-0-1. There are a few bad calls in the Chicago game and a few bad plays in that Chicago game from being 3-0. It means nothing. It's preseason. It means absolutely nothing. There are some things they need to work on. Obviously, we need to know what's going on with Sanders. Brooks played, which is fantastic to hear. Waller suited up, but obviously didn't play. Like, Waddle did play. I think he made 1 catch, if that. But I'm not stressed about this. I'm not going to sit here and hit the panic button and think that the world is ending from a preseason game. Like I told you guys, I give it till week 4. If the Dolphins are 1-3 at week 4, I think there's going to be changes at the coaching scheme, and I think that's when you start to say, well, That ain't good because you're facing the old AFC East. Or is it AFC Central? I think it's AFC Central. Because you're facing the Colts, the Patriots, the Bills, the Jets. You cannot go 1-3. Cannot. You can go 3-1 and lose to the Bills because we all kind of see that as a premonition, but you cannot go 1-3. Can't go 0-4. So that's when I'll freak out, is after week 4. We had some player pressers. Tua said, we gotta see guys bounce back from adversity tonight. Yes, especially on that offensive line. Holy guacamole, was it bad? It felt good to get hit again. Maybe that's not what people want to hear. It feels good to go out there and get sacked a little. In my head, it was all right to have gotten touched. Pause on that. Yeah, he probably had the jitters. What was it going to be like to take a tackle? What was it going to be like this, and that? He was fine. Did I clench my pearls and hold my breath when he took a sack? No. Because if you're going to get injured off of a routine sack, we have bigger problems. So I'm not going to go into this season every week and when Tua gets sacked, freak out. Oh, is he going to get up? I'm not doing that. If that's where we're at, it's a problem, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Tua says he hasn't done a ton of reps with Waller. He hopes to build some chemistry of that in weeks leading up to the opener. What else do I got? What else do I got for you? Tua on running back Ollie Gordon. He says, I'm proud of Ollie. There's been a pretty big ask of him to step up with the one. Said rookie made some mistakes, but overall, he is overall performing well. And I think that's an understatement. I think the man is killing it. Jalen Phillips says he was dealing with a little oblique strain recently, but feels really good and really strong recently. Obviously, the man was just tormenting people. Very good to see. Jalen Phillips acknowledges he was dealing with an oblique coming back from a major injury. You have to callous your body, he said. I don't know what it is about this team, but I feel like this team is really close. He said, how much we celebrate each other, care for our guys, show the character of your team. They are doing a lot of stuff together. They went fishing, I think it was today or yesterday. So they're working together. He says we have to be one engine, being the drive factor. If we can come out and have early production, be consistent, we can change games, set the tone. Agreed. Especially with that way they came out and got a sack on the first play. Absolutely amazing there. I'm trying to see if I can find, this is from Malik Washington. He met with the media. Trying to get you a little, despite not kicking all night, Jason Sanders is suspected to be available for the season opener versus Indy per Mike McDaniel, which is fantastic to hear. Guys have taken the opportunity to be leaders on the team. We see leadership. The team is not only invested in each other, but focused down the stretch, McDaniel said. Jalen Wright will be out for multiple weeks with an undisclosed leg injury per Mike McDaniel. That's not good. They're ready to go when he talks about Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. There's probably that's probably the most blitzes we've seen in a preseason game, especially preseason game number 3. Talked about this third game. What else? Dolphins linebacker Jordan Brooks had something minor per Mike McDaniel. Said Jordan Brooks would have played if it was a regular season game, but didn't want to chance it. I agree 100%. It's just good to hear that Sanders will be fine. It's not good to hear about Jalen Wright, but it is good to hear about Sanders being fine and he'll be ready for the game. It might have tweaked something and they're just being precautionary. It does suck about the week to week though for Jalen Wright. We need to add a running back. I said that. He said that. Brian Robinson Jr. I've been saying it. I got poo-pooed at. I got laughed at. I got told X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden, it looks like depth is a problem at the the running back position. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? And I'm not saying I'm happy about this, but running back was a problem, especially when Alexander Madison went down. So we'll see how this all pans out. But that is it. That is it. Preseason's over. They got 2 weeks. Tuesday, they have to cut from 90 to 53. They're probably going to start cutting tomorrow. I think I'm going to take tomorrow to rest. And then Monday, I'll put out my roster prediction video. And then we start to get into all my expectations So Tua's expectation, the team's expectation. I got a lot of videos. So here we go. Off to the races. So I will see you not tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna take a minute. But definitely Monday. They might start cutting players tomorrow. So if that's the case, then my roster prediction video might be obsolete if they start cutting players tomorrow. I'll just react to who got cut and who didn't on Monday. But other than that, I will see you definitely Monday. But like usual, stay classy. Effins up.